Hello, I'm Sarah Williamson, Head of Learning and Teaching Support here at Cardiff University, and I'm going to give you an update on how our supporting curriculum design workshops have been going. If you'd have listened to our previous video blog, you'll know that we've already ran one workshop and we've just recently done the follow-up second workshop. This is where we're keeping a group of learners together, our academic staff, who are trying to put forward new programs or redesigning existing programs or modules, and trying to get them to work together as a cohort to learn from each other as well as learning from ourselves as we're delivering the programme. We asked them to do a little bit of homework, and unfortunately this didn't go down so well. They wasn't able to find the time, to put it politely, to engage in the online community we put together for them, where we were asking them to go away, look at how things are taught elsewhere, and to come back and put some case studies or papers in the Connections community for each other to look at as well and learn from. So that hadn't worked, mainly down to time pressures, but also a little bit down to the fact that they struggled to find resources. So we need to do more work there in helping people find what sort of information they need as they're developing their curriculums. Apart from that, the rest of the workshop went really well. We had a session looking at resources, and we used a templating approach of how people could think about the physical space that they have available, online systems, libraries, the members of staff available to them, and looking at, in an ideal world with no constraints, how they would really ideally like to run their programs, and then actually thinking more realistically about what actually they do have available to them. And then trying to work out, what's the deal breakers, what could you do without, what might you need extra resource. And that was to try and help them to think about the types of numbers of students they might attract to a new program, and actually would it be financially feasible to run it given some of those constraints around resources. We then went on to look at the skill sets and how you can try and integrate developing skills within the curriculum, so they're not add-ons, so that they are part of the experience, but within very constrained time scales that you have for delivering and trying to get across all that subject knowledge, how you then integrate that in and make sure the skills are being developed within that. We also looked at how personal tutors can play a really important role in that as well. We then had a quick look at programme mapping, and it's amazing how few people actually look at how you map all the different modules together to see whether they actually fit across the programme. So learning outcomes for the programme, where are they contributed to through all the modules, and how assessments played out across, and then also bringing it back to the skills development and how all the skills that you're trying to get across as part of your programme fit alongside all the modules, so that you're not overloading your students or giving them too much of one skill and not enough of something else. Finally, we finished off talking about student voice and how you can use the feedback that you get from students through modular evaluations or student staff panels or general focus groups that you might put together, and using that to help pull your curriculum together and to improve it as you're going on. Their homework for the next one is to go away, if they've never seen it before, and some of them hadn't, look at their module evaluations from previously, or maybe even go and actually set up a student focus group themselves, and then they have to come back and tell us what they've learned. But we'll give you an update after the next workshop.